The Bills just fleeced the NFL. Yesterday, the Bills officially extended quarterback Christian Benford's contract to 4 more years. This contract is valued at $76 million, and we will have him until the 2029 season. This comes after a very successful season for Benford, even as the Bills had some defensive struggles, so this is a very important signing. My name is Maeve Miller, and I'm a member of the Bills Digest team, so please subscribe to the Bills Digest YouTube channel for all the latest updates. So I want to talk a little about Benford's contracts. A lot went into it. It includes a $7.5 million signing bonus. In 2025, he's guaranteed $1.1 million, and then this is turned into 2029, where he's guaranteed over $12 million. So it's very exciting for the Bills. I think this is a very good move. There's been a lot of talk about who the Bills should sign and what the best move is for that, but I definitely think that signing a cornerback was very important. He also gets a $500,000 workout bonus every season, and all in all just shows that the Bills really value this, and I think Beane made a good decision. There were a lot of other signings that the Bills made during this offseason. We had, like I said, Benford, Josh Allen, Gregory So, Joel Bernard, and Khalil Shakir. I think all these moves were very exciting and very beneficial for them. We saw a lot of defense and offensive moves making changes, but I think there's a lot of talk about whether the Bills should have signed Cook or signed Benford because there wasn't as much money in the salary cap. But I think this was one of the best decisions that Beane made. It's very important for the Bills to have a strong quarterback because there has been some issues in the defense. I think our offense is very strong right now, so it does make our defense look a little bit worse. But by extending his contract and having someone with experience, but still in the prime of his career, was a very strong move. So next, I want to talk about just his value to the Bills. Like I said, this was one of Beane's best decisions. Benford just really plays well on the field. He's always very motivated, and you see him making tackles that he doesn't even need to be half the time. And we do have some changes being made in the past. We lost Tre'Davious White, Jordan Poyer, and Micah Hyde. Russell Douglas also wasn't signed this year. We lost Von Miller. Matt Milano's hurt sometimes. So I think ensuring that he will be on the Bills for the next couple of years is a very strong move. Like I said, the offense is already very strong, and we know that's not a huge problem. But if the defense were to get that much better, I can see us beating teams like the Chiefs in the playoffs. And there's also the Bengals are very strong. Teams in the AFC are making moves in the offseason. So I just think that signing a player like this and extending his contract, and who knows, maybe they could extend it after 2029, I think that ensures that we'll have an experienced veteran on the field. And currently it's, for the cornerbacks, we have Benford, Dane Jackson, who was recently re-signed. He lost him for a year to the Panthers, got him back, and Cam Lewis. And Lewis and Jackson, they worry me a little bit more when they're out in the field, especially Cam Lewis. It's obviously a very tough position to play. I like Dane Jackson. We didn't have him last year, so I think that was a good move bringing him back. But I just think when Benford is on the field, I just feel a lot better. It's kind of like a breath of fresh air, a relief. It's almost like when Allen has the ball, you feel good. When Benford's guarding the top wide receiver of the other team, I just feel better about it. And his stats really do back that up. So he was signed in 2022, and as the years went on, you just see more improvement. In 2023, he had 43 tackles, and then in 2024, he had 50 tackles, 14 assists, and a sack. And then for his career, he has had over 110 tackles, 1 sack, and 32 assists. And it's interesting because he's actually one of only 4 players in 2024 to not have allowed an over 15-yard reception. And when his player is targeted, they only have completions on 35.7% of tackles, and that is a very impressive number. He was named one of the top 100 players in the NFL in 2024, and as a quarterback in a defensive position, sometimes players like that aren't recognized, so I think that with his contract and just how well he's been playing, he is recognized as one of the strongest players for the Bills, and I think that he just stands out on the field. The quarterback is a very, very valuable position, and we have had issues with that. We do play against very strong offensive teams, but I really truly believe that with getting him, maybe getting another cornerback in the draft, this will definitely just fill the gaps and get us to have a more successful season. Obviously, we've made it to the playoffs in many years, but the end-all be-all goal is to win that Super Bowl. So next, I just want to say how this helps the team in the future. Obviously, having an experienced and talented quarterback until 2029 who can just be trusted with the ball and just plays very well, obviously, it's going to help. He's had a lot of good takeaways. He's intercepted Aaron Rodgers, Trevor Lawrence, just very strong quarterbacks that aren't just rookies and stuff like that. So I think, like you can see in his picture, he's just very aggressive, has good hands. His hands really get in there, and he's very versatile. Like, he sometimes has to make the tackles against the running back, which is very strange. But he also, in that cornerback position in the secondary, he can swat the ball very well. He just makes those good plays and knows where the ball is going to be. And he also had a very good quote when he was asked about, like, what does this extension mean for his future. He said, "My drive is already strong to be the best in the league. It doesn't change nothing. I don't feel different. My mindset is still the same. Get to the Super Bowl and be the best in the league." And I just really like this quote because it is very impressive that is, his contract. He just got signed to $75 million, but he still just has the same mindset he had before, which I think is really good. Just make it to the Super Bowl, and a lot of these Bills players definitely, they want to win. They want that fight. They know how strong Bills Mafia wants it, and they've gotten so close every year, which, you're that close, it does hurt every year, especially to lose to the Chiefs year in and year out. But I just like how his mindset, he's one of the highest paid quarterbacks now, but he's still like, my mindset was the same before. I just want to make that Super Bowl and be the best. And, some might say that's cocky, but I think when you're in that position, you want to be the best. You want to be able to take down receivers like Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, and players like that. So I think this mindset is very strong. And he's also only 24. He's in his prime, and in 4 years, when his contract is up, he'll be 28. And that's still very young. Quarterbacks, obviously it's better when they're younger, they're more fresh, but right now, he just showed that he can play well, and he can play at a very high level of play. And then if the Bills were to pick up a quarterback in a draft, which I think is something that would be very helpful, they had the 30th and the 62nd overall picks was their top two. I think that picking up either a cornerback or a defensive tackle would really help. And as I said earlier, we have Cam Lewis and Dane Jackson as the other cornerbacks, but I think having a player that's just a little stronger. We've had some issues with players like Elam. He was actually drafted drafted in the first round, but Benford overtook him, and he ended up being traded to the Cowboys for a 5th and a 7th round pick, which I think was a good move because he wasn't really showing out as well as someone like Benford was. But that does leave some gaps in the Bills roster, so I think, hoping that Beane will make the decision to draft a cornerback. A lot of people in the public have been saying that maybe is a good move, and I think the draft should be more focused on defensive moves, which I think that is what Beane will likely do. And I think just getting a cornerback will definitely strengthen that, and I think that can be the ticket to the Bills winning the Super Bowl. I'm always hopeful every year, but I know the offense, we are so strong. We saw that. Josh Allen is playing so well. We've extended Shakir. Greg Rousseau on the defense. So I think this could definitely be the year, and extending Benford and getting a cornerback in the draft will make that all the more possible. Thank you for watching, and go Bills.